Do you believe that you can heal yourself? Too often we give our power away to something outside of ourselves, and rarely, if ever, trust and tap into our innate healing power and intuition. Everyone has this capability to heal in ways we never thought possible. It's your sovereign right to claim and have true health and lasting wellness. Now, here is the host of the Dr. Dolores Show, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer.
Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in our amazing world, and welcome to another episode of the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And you know what? As you could tell, I'm on the road again. It's like I'm in my hotel up in Orange County, and it is a rather cloudy day out there, but the new year is lurking on the horizon. So, everybody has this thing about, oh, New Year's resolutions. It's like, I will start this a fresh beginning, like the beginning of the year. It's just like, I'll let my diet go to hell in a handbasket over the holidays and eat whatever I want. And then I'll just really, get serious in after January 1st. So, in the flavor of that, I decided that let's reimagine ourselves for the new year and create a blueprint for success. And I feel that so many of us make New Year's resolutions, and then 3 weeks into the new year, we're like, I'm so over this. I'm not going to, we get bored with that. Our attention span is very limited. And I think it's even more limited now because of all the outward distractions that we're constantly being, inundated with. So I feel that a blueprint for success is maybe doing less external things and just come to self and do more internal things. Maybe this is the year that you decide to create a relationship with yourself. Imagine that, a relationship with yourself, because first of all, the longest relationship you're ever going to have in your life is the one you have with yourself. Just think about that for a moment and really let that set in, because it is the truth. We are born into this world with ourselves, and we're going to die as we leave this world with ourselves. And, you know, maybe you're lucky enough to have your parents for the majority of the time that you're together, or you have a significant other or a partner that is with you the majority of your life. But to be completely with you the whole entire time, guess what? Hold up the mirror. It's you. So I always ask, people, it's like, so what does your relationship look like with yourself? I mean, are you kind to yourself? Are you not so kind to yourself? Do you say those nasty things in the quiet of your mind? What I feel people don't realize is that everything starts with us first, self. Okay. It's about having and building and nurturing that relationship we have with ourselves. Okay. Knowing how we are wired, what is going to work for you, and what's not going to work for you. It's like coming back to self. And I feel that when, we're born, we're, dropped into our souls, dropped into our body, we're born, and we maneuver through our life to learn life's lessons that we, pretty much preordained or pre-decided before we came to uh, this beautiful planet, and how we're the things that we're going to learn and how we're going to master them. And sometimes we get distracted from ourselves. And I feel that this is multifold. I think society has programmed ourselves to look outside of ourselves for our answers. And it's almost as if we unconsciously give our sovereign power of being ourselves to something outside of ourselves. And I feel humanity's evolution is at a point where this is shifting and changing, and it's about coming back to self, having a renaissance and a reconnection with who we are. So, what a most beautiful uh, time of the year to create something new on a real solid foundation. So, let's talk about reimagining ourselves. A lot of times we've been programmed into believing that, we're something different than what we are, by, the norms of society or our family. But we're really about, you know, learning how to tap into our inner potential and tapping into our hidden strengths and abilities to create the life that you love based on your terms and walking in your sovereign power. Now, let's talk a little bit about sovereignty. Sovereignty is, um, I describe it as that innate wisdom and the knowingness and the trust that you have everything that you need. You have all the capabilities and the abilities within yourself, and that's how we were created, and nobody could take that away from us unless we allow it to happen. Now, what happens is that sometimes we allow this to happen more on an unconscious basis versus a conscious basis. When you're able to wake up and have your awakening and realize who you are and step into that greatness, that's where it's a game changer and you're becoming more awake and aware. And I think the key is being awake and aware. When you are awake and aware, this is where you could consciously decide what you're going to do and your next steps. We have a tendency as individuals to get distracted extremely easily. And if you're not clear about that, I invite you to just observe society. It's like we have these electronic devices, our phones that are like, it's like an appendage that's attached at the hip. It's like you leave the house without it, you feel lost. This is true because so much of our world comes through this little phone device. It's amazing. Yet when you don't have it, you feel like something's missing. So I feel that having electronic devices, you walk a thin line there. Yes, sometimes it's necessary to have that because that's how people communicate and contact you, like, a phone call or a text. Yet we go off the rails and just go on to social media and we binge on TikTok, or I call it TikToxic because it really is toxic. I mean, I find it extremely distracting because everything's happening so fast, and it distracts you from, it takes you out of your peace and serenity, and it's an external thing. So I invite you to do your best to really dial back on, your interaction on social media, but also um, walking that fine line of just utilizing your electronics as necessary, not as a necessity. Okay. That's, I think, a big thing, that it's a big, huge gift you could give yourself. I find that sometimes it distracts you from your inner peace and the conversations that you have within yourself because you're distracting yourself from yourself. So, that's another way that people stay uh, out of their power and focus on the external. So when also find too that we're in such a compilation of change right now, that the only certainty in life is change. And uncertainty is the new certainty. So know that everything's going to be changing and evolving, and even more so as we, progress on. When you're able to step into the uncertainty with a lot of grace and ease, you win, because this is where you're able to tap into the flow of your life and how your life is going to be unfolding for you, not how society thinks it should unfold for you, or your parents, or your spouse, or your kids. It's about you showing up in your life on your terms as a sovereign being and allowing the universe to co-partner with the universe, your higher self, your God spark, your intuition, whatever that is for you. It's all the same. But having that relationship with that aspect of yourself, that's going to allow you to make the right choices, not only for you in this moment, but even long term as you continue to walk this path. When you know gosh, there's so much to tell you about this, so I'm just going to keep going here because I find that it's important, especially a new horizon coming, a new world. I find it also kind of interesting that we're already a quarter of a century into this century. Can you believe that? 25 years have just come and gone in a flash, a blink. I remember in 1999, the whole cusp of the Y2K thing, and the stroke of midnight came and nothing happened. So it's interesting how people give their power away to something outside of themselves that, everybody's in doom and gloom and fear. And it's just like poof, nothing happens. So it's like the the fable, the boy who cried wolf. So people may have the right intentions of you know spreading these the fear mongers who are thinking all the doom and gloom. It's the equivalent of looking at the cup half full versus half empty. So, or half empty versus half full. So I invite you to look at life from a full cup instead of a half empty one. Um, you know, I love the time between Christmas and New Year's. It's more of a respite, reset type of period of period for me where I get to do a lot of reflection and kind of look at the year and what was good, what I would love to change, what was bad but disguised as good, because there's a lot of that going on too. When we're able to look at things from a witness point, an observation point, without going down the rabbit hole of reacting to it. There's so much wisdom and so much, I want to say, so much that's there that we probably weren't even aware of until we sit back and look at it and realize, oh, wow, I could see how this certain event just led to the next event, to the next event, to the next event, and here I am now. So I think it's a great time to look at those things that we've labeled as really difficult situations and realize, wow, maybe this actually was a blessing in disguise, and being able to gain the wisdom from that exact thing. And I speak from my own personal experience with this because 2024 was a very, so far, it's been my most pivotal year in my life. And many things happened this last 6 months that have assisted me to go deeper within myself, to heal some things that were really, I'm going to say, resistant to change, but it was more of an unconscious aspect that by these events happening allowed me to go deeper into that and work through those things that maybe I've been carrying on for numerous decades, along with what we call past life hangover. And what I mean by that is like lifetimes where we've done things or made vows or created something that have been plaguing us. And in some instance, it might be for centuries. Yet, when you're able to sit with what's going on, it's like you're able to, I want to jump timelines, but also expand. I'm not going to say jump because everything happens all at the same time, whether it's this lifetime, previous lifetimes, or future lifetimes, because the only time that's here right now is this moment now. So, what we do in the present has the capability to heal our past, but also create our future and possibly heal that as well. And this is where a lot of ancestral lineage stuff comes in because we carry a lot of stuff in our energy field. Trust me on that, we do. And when you're able to look at things from a different perspective, this is where you really step into your power. So we're getting ready to go on our break right now, and you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And we're talking about the new year, a blueprint, and reimagining yourself for a New Year's blueprint for success. So stay tuned, and when we come back, we'll share some more.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
Well, welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And as you could tell, I'm not in my usual office. I'm on the road again. So we're doing this on the road. So we're talking about, the new year, New Year's resolutions, And I decided that it was really important to look at reimagining yourself for the new year and creating your blueprint for success. And maybe something that'll really stick and allow you to make this part of your daily routine, because it's truly about having a relationship with yourself. And like I said in the first segment, is that the longest relationship you're ever going to have in your life is the one you have with yourself. I mean, but maybe it's time to create the relationship of our dreams instead of looking for it on the outside of ourselves. It all starts with us first. So it's learning how to love yourself and put yourself as a priority. But there's also a lot of, inner work that goes with that. And when you're able to, um, look at yourself from the lens of reflection, you are in the present moment where you're able to hear those gold nuggets that you get from your higher self, your intuition, your God spark, whatever that is for you, but it's all the same. And you can look at where you've been, where you are now, and the growth that you've manifested over that time. And remember that I always am a firm believer when we have hiccups or bumps in the road, it's not a bad thing. Sometimes we have to shake things up a bit in order for you to get to the deeper layer that has been protected by the unconscious aspects of ourselves. So important, important self-reflection. Identify your limiting beliefs. And sometimes that's a tough one for people because they're in denial about what is really going on from themselves. But if you're in self-reflection, you're able to look at your limiting beliefs from a different lens. And sometimes it's about when we're able to look at ourselves from a different lens, you're able to see things that maybe you missed before and you get new insights. Also, it's about embracing new possibilities. And when we are in a state of self reflection, it allows us to focus on, I love this, the dynamic laws of prosperity. I've been rereading books by Catherine Ponder as of late. For those who are not aware of Catherine Ponder, she is a unity minister and has been very instrumental in her life as far as her message is about prosperity and abundance. And when you're the 30-year version of me was a different person, time and place and different energy and stuff. When you read that, you get what you get out of it from then. But when you read it 30 years later, it's just like, wow, wow, and holy cow, wow. So that's what I like to do as far as reflection. And um, it has allowed me with those little things that I've just shared with you to embrace new possibilities. It's like shedding a new light on a situation where, everybody thinks, well, I read that, it's like it's one and done. No, this is just a reminder that we're works in progress and we are different people energetically than what we were even a moment before. And I know that's hard for a lot of people to grasp, but we are constantly evolving and changing. Just look at yourself and where you are now, and maybe look at a version of yourself from 10 years ago. You're probably maybe unrecognizable because energetically you have changed, evolved, and shifted, and your energy may have been here, but now it's up here. So it's not about, I wouldn't say leveling up, but it's more of a spherical thing, a vortex, an upward spiraling vortex, where you're changing here, but you're even more expanded and evolved as you get more and more top over up to the top. It's like a cyclone, like a, people who've experienced tornadoes. That's a vortex. Okay. So it starts small here and then it just kind of gets larger and larger at the top. And it's like a funnel. This is how we are too energetically. When we learn different things at the beginning, we gain that wisdom, but we get more opportunities and experiences as we go up the vortex. So we're able to utilize our core beliefs. So we're able to grow, expand, and also learn more possibilities if you're open to that. So embrace new possibilities, kind of stretch yourself. What I love to do at the beginning of the year is like, or even at the end of the year, instead of celebrating New Year's Eve at a big party here in California, many of us, decide to get together and we have New Year's Eve East Coast time, meaning that by 9:30 at night Pacific Standard Time, it's over because we celebrate the East Coast New Year's Eve and it's 12:30 there. So it's something to ponder about, and it's just like, especially if you don't want to stay up and see all the drama and everything else. And yeah, there's excitement with watching the new year come in, but I want to remind you that there's other things you could do. A ritual that I love to do is to sit down and write a letter to my future self and date it an exact year from now. So tonight, New Year's Eve, what I'll do, that was last night, is sit down and write a letter to myself. First of all, I want to get into a meditation and ground myself so I'm fully present, and just allow myself to write what's on my heart and what I'd like to accomplish and what I'd love to see, and date it for December 31st, 2025, a whole year from now. And then sometimes you could even get as far as putting it in an envelope and give it to a trusted friend to mail maybe a week before New Year's to you. Put it in a self-addressed envelope and put a stamp on it, and send it to yourself. And sometimes I find it to be very enlightening, because sometimes you do not remember what you wrote, but yet when you look at that, I've had times where almost everything on that list came true. And it was mind boggling because I kind of forgot about all of that. And when you're able to just do that, that's a great new, I want to say, ritual or thing to do as you usher in the new year. And it kind of allows you to start fresh and start anew. I think goals are great. And, people say SMART goals, where they're specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. I'm going to say that's great. And I think it kind of limits you because it gets you out of the flow of what is possible. It's almost as if we're trying to control it. Whereas when you're allowing your inspiration, your goals to come about, it's just flowing through you and you're more in um, the frequency of the creation of it. A lot of times things aren't going to happen automatically. They could. Maybe there's other aspects of your desire that need to come into alignment with other, especially if they're involving other people and groups of people. It's not just you and your blinders on. There's more moving parts than you can realize. So I think it's great to set goals and just know that if it doesn't happen in a certain time, doesn't mean it's a failure. It's not your time, it's divine time. And, that's all I'm going to share about goals. I think it's just about an alignment with your true purpose. And we're going to segue off to our next break. And you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer on the road again. So when we come back, we'll talk more about creating your blueprint for the new year.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
Well, welcome back, everybody. You're listening to another episode on the Dr. Dolores Show, and I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And we've been talking about the new year, blueprint for success, and really becoming your true, authentic self. And the title of our talk today is called Reimagine Yourself, a New Year's Blueprint for Success. And before our breaks, we're talking about, how important it is to have that relationship with ourselves, and what a beautiful time to be able to do this right here, right now. And, lay a great foundation for ourselves that isn't just about doing New Year's stuff, but something that you could actually utilize day in, day out, week by week, month by month, all year round, and the rest of your life. It's about really taking the time to establish a relationship with yourself, maybe dating yourself. We talk about relationships sometimes that we're looking for the perfect man or the perfect woman or the perfect partner. And it's just like, oh, it's just like it's all such an external dance when in essence, it's about embracing who you are on the inside and becoming true to yourself and aligned. So um, that's another episode for another time and place on the Dr. Dolores Show. So as you were listening into the infomercials between our segments, there is this beautiful community that Cozy Stankatis and I have created. It's called I'm Awake, Now What? And it is a weekly live Zoom call that's recorded for people who can't listen to it. And it's a community for people who are on their spiritual awakening and their spiritual journey, who feeling lost or alone, don't know what their next steps are. Life may have been working for them before, but it's not anymore. And this is about offering healing tools, resources, community, and wisdom to allow you to move with more grace and ease on your path. So I invite you to go and explore that. If you go to my website, drdoloresfazzino.com, and you'll see a tab that says I'm awake now what. Just tap on that and explore. And if this resonates with you, we would love to have you as part of our group. So as we do on all our episodes on the Dr. Dolores Show, I like to put together a guided meditation for people so that they can get a flavor of what it's like to integrate maybe some of the concepts that we talked about so they could have their actual experience. So we are going to be going into a guided meditation. It's about probably 6 minutes or so. And I call this one Grounding and Tapping into Innate Wisdom. It's a meditation for success. So I invite you to begin by finding a comfortable position, sitting or lying down, whatever your choice, and gently allow your eyes to close and take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. This allows your body to relax and take more deep breaths in and exhale slowly. There's nothing else to do. Just breathe. And as you inhale deeply, imagine roots growing from the soles of your feet, reaching deep into the earth. And see these roots burrowing down, anchoring you to the nurturing, grounding energy of Mother Gaia Earth beneath you. With each breath, feel yourself becoming more grounded, more stable, connected to the energy of the earth. Imagine that with every exhale, you're releasing any tension or stress, allowing it to flow down through your roots into the earth, where it's transformed into peaceful energy. Mother Gaia is an expert at this. It's one of her superpowers. And take a few more breaths, allowing yourself to feel fully grounded and present in this moment. Now, bring your awareness to the center of your chest, where your heart resides. And take a moment to tune into the quiet, knowing space of your heart. With each inhale, imagine drawing wisdom and clarity into your heart center. With each exhale, feel any uncertainty or confusion gently melting away, leaving room for inner knowing. Trust and know that deep within you lies all the wisdom you need to create the life you desire. You are always connected to your inner guidance. Take a few more breaths here, knowing that your heart is always available to guide you. Now, imagine you're standing at the edge of a beautiful open field. In the distance, you see a glowing light. This light represents your dreams, your true desires, and your purpose. Begin walking towards this light, taking slow, steady steps. With each step, feel yourself moving closer to your highest vision for the year ahead. As you walk, notice any goals or dreams you wish to manifest. These could be specific or general, anything you wish to bring to fruition. Picture your goals unfolding before you as you approach the light, seeing them clearly in your mind's eye. You may see images of success, abundance, health, or fulfillment. Whatever resonates with you, let these images be your blueprint for the year ahead. Feel the excitement, the inspiration, and sense of accomplishment as you see your blueprint for success forming right in front of you. Allow yourself to feel the energy of success already flowing through you. Now, take a moment to ask your inner wisdom, what is the next step I can take to move towards my success? Stay open to any sensations, words, or images that may arise, and trust whatever comes through, knowing that it is guidance meant just for you. If nothing comes immediately, simply affirm, I trust myself to know what I need to do next. You can always return to this space for guidance. So take a few more breaths, feeling confident in the knowledge that you already possess everything you need to succeed. Now, slowly begin to bring your awareness back to the present moment. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, take a deep breath in. Exhale slowly, bringing with you the clarity, grounding, and wisdom you've received today. Know that your blueprint for success is already within you, and with each step you take, you are moving closer to creating the life you desire. Whenever you feel ready, gently open your eyes and return to your day, carrying the calm, grounded energy of this meditation with you. So we're getting ready to move to our final break, and you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And we've been talking about creating a new blueprint for yourself in the new year. So when we come back, we'll wrap it up and give some parting words. So see you soon.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
Well, welcome back, everybody, and Happy New Year. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network, and I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And we've been talking about creating, reimagining yourself and creating a New Year's blueprint for success today on our show. And we were talking about how important it is to create a relationship with ourselves so that we become our own best friend, because the longest relationship you're going to have in your life is the one you have with yourself. We also talked about some things that we could do to assist ourselves with our blueprint. And it's about aligning with ourselves and allowing our inner guidance to lead us to our next steps. And instead of trying to make something happen, it's more about allowing and receiving versus doing and forcing. We also, did a really delicious meditation, and Danielle writes in here, so yummy. When you asked us to connect to the earth, it started to rain here. Love that. Yeah, it's kind of funny how that happens, because the earth and everything's energy, and they're feeling that and whatever that is. But it's just, I love when serendipity and spontaneous stuff happens like that, and it just makes you realize that we're more connected than and it's not just person to person, it's with earth and earth energy as well too. So what I want to say here is reflection leads to clarity. So some of our talking points from today. And the end of the year is a perfect time to pause and reflect and identify what worked, what didn't, and where you want to go. Self-awareness is key to setting an empowered direction for your year ahead. And self-awareness is a key for anything. When you are aware, this is where you have your power and you're able to make different choices. I also think it's important to create a vision for success. Visualization is a powerful tool, whether you use a vision board, journaling, or simply imagining your future self. Create a clear vision for your success. And we talked about SMART goals, which sometimes are not that smart because I think they're control goals. But it's just like, I think when you're able to set your goals and trust the information you're getting from your innate wisdom, you're open to more possibilities on how to attain those goals instead of thinking that there's one way to do it. I also think it's very important to align with your true purpose. Everybody has a purpose. Some people are always striving to find that purpose. Maybe their purpose is just to allow themselves to be and just be a radiant light for other people. That's a purpose. It may not be the one you think it is or think it should be, but it is a purpose. So important to stay grounded and resilient. When we stay grounded, we are in the present moment, and then we are able to handle anything that life throws at us. It's it's the rendition of being the calm in the middle of the storm. Okay. And right now we have lots of storms happening in the US of A. And sometimes the best thing you could do is by staying grounded and just observing. My MO is I'm going to sit in my lounge chair, pop the popcorn, and enjoy the show. It's about just allowing yourself to be there and dragged into it. It's about just knowing that no matter what's happening in your world, you're going to be okay. Celebrate every step. Success is a journey, not just a destination. Don't give up on your dreams when you feel like it's not possibly going to happen, because I have witnessed this time and time again, that when we hit our wall, this is where the miracle happens. And it's about just pushing that wall over. When people hit their wall like that and they say that they're over that, I know they're going to have a huge shift very quickly and soon. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, meaning that know that it's not my time, it's divine time, and things are going to be happening the way that they're supposed to. And just breathe through that, stay centered, and just celebrate every step. So as you step into the new year, I invite you to remember that success is not a destination, but a journey. The path may twist and turn, but every step, no matter how small, is a step towards your highest self. Trust yourself, stay aligned with your purpose, and know that you are capable of creating the life you envision. Embrace the process, learn from the challenges, and celebrate your growth. You already hold the wisdom and power to make this year the most transformative one yet. So I'm going to leave you with a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt. And she says, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." So I invite you to create beautiful dreams on the cusp of our new year, and know that you are loved more than you can imagine, and you are worth it. So you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, and wishing you a very happy new year.
Thank you for listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. Dr. Dolores returns Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Until then, remember to be kind to yourself and create your best life. You are worth it.